right, today on the channel, look what came through not the mail, Amazon. Late night delivery from Amazon, just like I would imagine a Cobra Eel would do, is sneak in under the cover of night to make his, death blow. So anyways, here it is. We've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it for a while. One of my favorite figures as a kid. I don't know why. I think I just like the design of the figure, the way it looks. Now, and here's the great part about this particular ear. About this particular figure? One of the figures that has survived my childhood, mostly complete, and it still has the same O-ring, is an original yes, this was my Cobra Eel as a kid. This is it. And here you have the new interpretation of it. I think they did a pretty good job. I really dig it. They did the best, it looks great. They even gave him his little knife there and everything. Now, I think he came with a spear gun, but geez, guys, I've lost it. I think the other thing that it's really hard to find, and I managed to keep them for 40 years now, are these little hoses that attach to his face. So I got to be real gentle with this guy because it's the same O-ring. I need to go ahead and replace it at some point. But yeah, there's the old one. The new one, gosh, looks fantastic. You know what? We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go over the package like we do. So great shot. It's reminiscent of the torpedo torpedo figure, or the torpedo box that we got. You get a little shot here, a comic booky type shot, artist rendering. Here you get the digital rendering of him with some crazy eels, and he's on a submarine, I guess. Here's all his accessories that he comes with up there. Looking very cool, looking very, cover of night. Another number 81 in the line. Here's another render shot. He's got his little depth gauge there, his little breathing to his aqua lung, flippers, all the stuff that he comes with, and another rendering there, and a highlighted comic book shot there. So that's what you get in this box. And here is you more than likely, this is an Amazon exclusive, I think, so you're not going to find him in any stores or whatever, but this is it. This is hopefully one day they'll release him in a wider release, I'm hoping, but gosh, if he's just an Amazon exclusive and on Pulse, I don't know. This is going to be it. I don't think there's going to be another go around. I think Amazon probably will restock it, but they might restock it only once around Christmas, and hopefully PulseCon will do it a couple more times. I got a couple of these. I may end up getting a couple more, just because, like I said, I had it as a kid. I loved it as a kid, and I can only afford one as a kid, and that was my only one. Loved that thing to death. Still have it. I kept it all these years. So anyways, that's the box. Let's get to the figure. You guys saw it, right? You guys saw the comparison there of these two awesome figures. I think they've done a fantastic job in recreating, the look, and the backpack is a little differently interpreted and everything. But yeah, I think the figure, number one, the figure feels fantastic. I don't have any complaints about it. All the articulation moved well, and we'll go through that in just a second. I didn't have any, surprisingly, nothing was stuck. Nothing was jacked up. As far as I can tell, I know some people were having some QC issues with the paint around the emblem there. Mine seems to be fine. No issues at all there. Face looks fine. But then again, my eyeballs can't see that small. His face looks fine to me. The whole figure just feels good. He's got, it's well sculpted. It looks fantastic. This has got a rubbery feeling to it, this texture right here. His trouser there, or whatever safety belt, is a little bit pliable. But yeah, man, this looks great. And the legs are made of, I think, much better, sturdier material than Marvel Legends are. So there's his little depth gauge there that he's got. Pretty cool, very neat. I don't think he's got anything on this side. No, he doesn't have anything. A little bit of sloppiness with the paint, but man, my eyes can't see that close anyways, but he still looks amazing. There's his logo, we've seen that, his face. There it is up close. Just really good, really good. This is an overlay. And again, you have the post there for his back, or for his backpack, and again, this is an overlay on top of him. Wow, this is a great figure, guys. So here's the deal. Is he as great as the Range Viper? Let's talk about why and why not. Number one, to me, as he stands right here, he is better than the Range Viper. To me. And that's because you see why I'm biased. Because he was one of my favorite. You know, now that I see him, my eel was kind of pudgy back then. And I'm pudgy now. So maybe that's why I liked him, pudgy eel. Now he's got a six-pack over here. What the heck? Anyways, you're supposed to have a dad bod by now. At this point, you know, like I said, I'm biased. I think the Range Viper is absolutely the best, probably the best figure of the year outside of this one for me. Again, that's just my ranking. These two are definitely in the running for figures of the year. This is a great, great figure. But we're going to talk about why, you know, there are some things that I think, you know, might have missed on it. But I mean, just a really great figure. And it's unfortunate that it's an exclusive, because I think Hasbro could have made some real big dollars off of this one. People love this guy. It's just, I don't know, it's just the mystique about him. Anyways, looking at the figure, he looks great. Lots of detail, lots of sculpt work, lots of new sculpt work. Just, you know, he's got his little knife here. That's an accessory that he's got there. That's what it looks like. You know, it's just got a little red handle there, black. Slips right in there. This tends to fall off a little bit, so I've pushed it up. Maybe if you just super glue that, it'll be fine. But yeah, it looks great. Looks great. Let's start with the articulation. You can move his head a little bit side to side, just like that. No issues there. Can look up really well. He can look up pretty great. And he can look down pretty great too. I mean, I wish he wouldn't be as, I wish he could just look up just and stay there, but he tends to kind of move back into place. But he has some range there. He can go side to side. He can go a little bit to the, you know, he can kind of tilt there, his head also. But yeah, it's kind of tough to make him stay there looking back. Anyways, that's his head. Easily do a T-pose. I didn't have any problems whatsoever with the T-pose at all. So there's that. He's got a cut at the bicep, which, you know, is standard now on G.I. Joes. Double jointed, pinless elbows, better than 90 degrees. And does he have an up and down or a come hither cut there? He's got an up and down. He's got the dice roll on here. And what does he have on this hand? What does he have on this one? He has the... Does he have an up and down on this one too? Yeah, dice roll on this one as well. So 2 dice roll hands. Interesting choice. Very good. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? We have a really good crunch here. Let's take a look at his crunch there. He can crunch that far back, which almost looks weird, right? Tremendous range there. He can crunch that far forward. So tremendous crunching, almost spider-like, spider person-like. Does he have a cut at the mid? No cut here, but he does have a cut here at his waist. So he very well articulated waist. He does have a ball joint there, so he can tilt a little bit there back and forth. He can do the splits super well. Not an issue whatsoever there. For eel, he does have drop down hips, which is fantastic. Cut at the thigh, double jointed, pinless knees, and sort of a boot cut there down at the bottom, kind of very close to his ankle. And he does have articulation at the ankle, up, down, and tilt. So, and we also have a peg hole there. So, I mean, but peg holes should be standard at this point. So yeah, that's the figure. I mean, is the hype around this guy worth it? I mean, I like him. I really like him. Here's what bothers me about this figure. He only comes with a spear gun. That's what bothers me. He doesn't come with a regular 9mm or a submachine gun or some kind of weapon that he can use outside of the water. I understand why he came with the spear gun and the knife, because those are kind of the only weapons that you can use underwater. You know, as you know, a gun doesn't work underwater, or a weapon. Anyways, so there's that. Let's take a look at his accessories real quick. Here's his helmet. That's what he's got there, and as you see, like the retro, like my vintage one, he's got the little hoses there that plug into right there on his backpack. So you put it on his head, it slides on rather easily, and then you plug those right into these little ports on the back of the backpack. He's got his little jet boosters here as he's flying through the water, maybe. And then he's got the eel there on the anchor. So very cool looking, very nice, very nicely done. Love what they did with that. He's also got his flippers over here. That's what they look like. Nothing super special, but yes, they are cool looking flippers. I dig them. I don't know if they're any different than torpedoes, but probably just different enough, maybe. I don't know. Maybe Cobra has a different manufacturer. And then you have the insidious, I don't know why they made it out of such a bendable plastic, but I had to literally heat it up and continue to tune it or tweak it until it got straight. Because yeah, like everybody else's, it came in all horribly, you know, bent. This thing was bent. It's still bent. It was just horrible with this spear gun. But anyways, you know what? Hey, Gridiron Studios, if you're listening, go ahead and just make us a spear gun for this guy, because this is junk. So, in the meantime, I guess I'm going to use it. But yeah, that's my only complaint with him is I wish he would have come with a regular, at least a sidearm, right? You don't even have to give me you know, a submachine gun or anything like that. At least a 9mm would have been really nice with him, or some kind of a cool, you know, just a sidearm would have been great. I would have liked that. Other than that, this is a great figure. Is there anything else that I would say that he lacks? No, I can't really say that there is anything else that I would, you know, outside the submachine gun and the horrible this thing. You know, I think he's a great figure. I want to give him a 4.8. This is a 1/10 of a point, and the lack of a gun is a 10th, or sidearm is a 1/10. I'm probably just going to take, you know, one of my other Joes that I bought that, you know, I bought for this particular purpose. I'll probably just put a sidearm on this side for him, so he won't be exposed to Joes out there that can just take him out of commission. All right, now let me bring the camera down a little bit so we can measure him up against a couple of other Joes and see what he looks like. So the first one we're going to measure him up against is, you know what, let's just do Sergeant Slaughter. See where he stands to next to Sergeant Slaughter. Whoa! Why are you always passing out, Sergeant Slaughter? You used to hold up so great, but not anymore. So there's Sergeant Slaughter. Of course, Sergeant Slaughter is way taller than him. He's about as tall as Serpentor. So that's the way he stacks up against Slaughter. Let's put him back. Let's take a look at another. Let's see if we can find another. Do we have another Joe around here? You know what? Here. We do have another one. Whoa. Dropped his little anchor. I'm going to have to stand him up a little bit. So here's Shipwreck, which is another seafaring Joe. Let's stand him up a little bit to see how he stacks up against the eel. Shipwreck was, I had Shipwreck, and the funny part is I found Shipwreck at a Goodwill as a little kid, and that's the way I scored Shipwreck, at a Goodwill. All right, so let me see. Come here. Stand up straight. Shipwreck seems to be a little taller than the eel. Well, I think it might be his hat, right? His hat is doing that to him. So they might be the same height, but because of that hat that Shipwreck's wearing, probably, that's what puts him over the top there. One other thing. Let's see. Let's do one more. Here's what he looks like with a Cobra Viper next to a Cobra Viper. About the same size. Almost exactly the same size. And let's see what he looks like standing next to a Marvel legend like Daredevil. There you go. About the same size. Yep. About the same size. Can we do one more? Why not? Let's do a Valaverse Scarab, another troop builder. See where he stands. Oh, the Scarab definitely is bigger than him. It's definitely taller. Boy, these Scarabs just look, well, to me they look fantastic. I really like the way they look. All right, let's quantify them. Let's see what the measurement is on a ruler, so that we can. He's about 6 1/4, 6 1/8, something like that. No, I think he's closer to 6 1/4. That's what I'm going to call it. 6 1/4 to me. So, anyways, guys, that is the breakdown for the new Cobra Eel. That is my review for him. Hey guys, thanks for joining today. I'm really excited about this figure. Like I said, he's probably a contender for figure of the year, along with the Range Viper. I'm really excited to get this one through the door. I hope he becomes more available so everybody can get a chance to get him. That's my hope. I don't know if it'll come true or not. Keep an eyeball out on Pulse and Amazon. What do you guys think? Did my bias cut in too deeply into how I graded him? A 4.8 out of 5, 5 being the best. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or if you disagree, or maybe if I've missed something in the review. That's always welcome as well. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you're so inclined. And as always, as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling it out.